Have you ever heard the whispers of ancient magic hidden within the fiery heart of a volcano? Tonight, let me take you on a journey to the mystical lands surrounding Mount Etna, where legends come alive and secrets of the past ignite our imagination. Deep within the shadows of this great mountain, there's a tale about the mysterious fire witch who guards its molten core. Her story is filled with wonder, enchantment, and a touch of danger. So snuggle into your coziest spot, dim the lights, and let the warmth of this bedtime story wrap around you. Stick around until the end, because you won't believe the magical twist waiting to unfold. Ready to enter the realm of the fire witch? The legend of Mount Etna begins in ancient times, when the mountain was revered by locals and feared by many. Mount Etna, located on the eastern coast of Sicily, is one of the most active volcanoes in the world. Its continuous eruptions have shaped not just the land, but also the myths and stories of the people living in its shadow. In Greek mythology, Mount Etna was believed to be the forge of Hephaestus, the god of fire and metalworking. It was said that the mighty god worked deep within the mountain, crafting weapons for the gods and heroes. The smoke and fire that erupted from Etna were seen as signs of his powerful handiwork. Over time, the volcano took on another layer of mystery and magic. Locals began to speak of a fire witch, a guardian of the molten core, who held ancient arcane powers. Legend has it that she was born from the fiery depths of the volcano itself, her spirit intertwined with the molten lava and searing heat. She was said to be both protector and punisher, watching over the mountain and its people, ensuring that the balance of nature was maintained. The fire witch, whose presence was sensed during the fierce eruptions, her fiery dance seen in the glowing lava flows. Her story was a warning and a comfort, a tale of respect for the powerful forces of nature embodied in the fiery heart of Mount Etna. As the years passed, the legend of the fire, which became an integral part of the local folklore, with each generation adding their own twists and turns to her tale. She became a symbol of the raw, untamed energy of the earth, a reminder of the delicate balance between creation and destruction. And so, Mount Etna, with its awe-inspiring eruptions and magical lore, remains a place of wonder and mystery, forever linked to the enchanting story of the fire witch. The origins of the fire witch trace back to a time before the memory of man, when the world was young and the elements danced in harmony. Born from the heart of the earth, she emerged during the formation of Mount Etna, when the molten rock first began to churn and rise. As the mountain took shape, so did the fire witch, her essence forged in the blistering heat of the volcano's core. Her powers were a gift from the ancient spirits of the earth, granting her dominion over fire and lava, and the ability to commune with the very essence of the mountain. It is said that she was imbued with this extraordinary power to protect the delicate balance between the forces of creation and destruction. She could summon flames with a mere thought, control the flow of molten rock with a wave of her hand, and even soothe the restless spirit of the volcano itself. As she grew in strength and wisdom, the fire witch became one with Mount Etna, her spirit intertwined with its fiery heart. She found solace in the mountain's constant roar, the glowing rivers of lava, and the rhythmic pulsations of the earth beneath her feet. Her connection to the volcano was profound, a bond that could not be broken. The fire witch did not merely possess powers, she embodied the raw energy of Etna itself. Her presence within the mountain was a calming force, ensuring that its eruptions were measured and did not bring undue harm to the land and its inhabitants. But the fire witch was not just a guardian, she was also a teacher. She appeared to those who showed reverence for nature, guiding them with her ancient wisdom. To the people living in the shadow of Mount Etna, she was both a protector and a figure of awe. Her fiery hair, eyes that glowed like molten gold, and the warmth that radiated from her being were signs of her origin and power. The Fire Witch's story is one of creation, born from the earth's fiery depths to maintain the harmony between man and nature. As we continue to delve deeper into her tale, we uncover the intricate weave of history, magic, and mystery that surrounds her. The legacy of the Fire Witch is a testament to the profound connection between the earth and its guardians, a tale that reminds us of the power and beauty that lies within the heart of Mount Etna. As the story continues, we will explore the encounters between the Fire Witch and those she chose to guide, each interaction adding a new layer to her enduring legend. The village at the base of Mount Etna is a picture of serene beauty and timeless charm. Cobblestone streets weave their way through clusters of quaint houses, their red-tiled roofs standing in stark contrast to the verdant fields and orchards that surround them. This village is a place where time seems to stand still, where the everyday rhythms of life flow as naturally as the streams that trickle down from the mountain's peaks. The villagers have lived in harmony with Mount Etna for generations, their lives shaped by the mountain's moods and mysteries. In this tight-knit community, everyone knows each other by name. There's old Giovanni, the village blacksmith, whose forge glows with the same fiery intensity as the volcano itself. His skill with metal is unmatched, and many believe he inherited some of the ancient magic that courses through the veins of the mountain. Then there is Maria, the wise herbalist, who gathers rare plants and roots from Etna's fertile slopes to create remedies that seem to border on the miraculous. Her knowledge of the mountain's flora is unrivaled, passed down through countless generations. Among the villagers is also young Sophia, a curious and spirited girl who dreams of exploring the world beyond the village, but finds herself irresistibly drawn to the mysteries of Mount Etna. Her grandfather, Salvator, is the village storyteller. His tales of the Fire Witch and the mountain's ancient spirits have captivated Sophia since she was a child, filling her with a sense of wonder and respect for the powerful forces at play. The relationship between the village and the mountain is one of mutual respect and reverence. The villagers believe that their well-being is closely tied to the grace of the Fire Witch, and they make offerings of fruit, wine, and fresh bread at the small shrines they have built along the mountain paths. These acts of devotion are their way of seeking her protection and blessings, hoping to keep the balance between the human world and the fiery heart of the volcano. The village's position at the base of Mount Etna means that its residents are always aware of the mountain's presence. They can feel its warmth in the soil, hear its distant rumblings, and see the glow of its eruptions against the night sky. While the mountain's power is a source of awe, it is also a source of sustenance. The volcanic soil is incredibly fertile, supporting vineyards and orchards that produce some of the finest fruits and wines in the region. As we delve deeper into the story, we will witness how the village thrives under the watchful eyes of the Fire Witch, and how her presence weaves into the lives of those who dwell in the shadow of Mount Etna. The first sightings of the fire, which were as elusive as the whispers of the wind, they began on quiet evenings when the sky was painted in hues of orange and deep red, mirroring the fiery heart of Mount Etna. Old Giovanni, the blacksmith, was the first to witness something extraordinary. One night, as he stoked the flames of his forge, he noticed a figure dancing in the distance, her silhouette flickering like a mirage against the molten glow of the mountain. With eyes aglow like embers, she moved with an otherworldly grace, her fiery hair streaming behind her like the tail of a comet. Giovanni rubbed his eyes, convinced it was a trick of the light, but the figure remained, her presence both mesmerizing and unsettling. News of Giovanni's sighting spread quickly through the village, and soon others began to share their own encounters. Maria, the herbalist, was gathering herbs on the mountain slopes one evening when she felt a sudden warmth envelop her. Turning around, she saw the fire which standing a few paces away, her eyes reflecting the molten gold of the setting sun. Before Maria could utter a word, the fire which raised her hand in a gesture of peace, and then, as if carried by the wind, she vanished, leaving behind a lingering scent of sulfur and wildflowers. Young Sophia, with her insatiable curiosity, ventured to the high pastures one night, hoping to catch a glimpse of the mysterious guardian of the mountain. As she sat quietly, her gaze fixed on the glowing peak, she felt a presence beside her. Startled, she turned to find the fire which gazing at her with eyes filled with ancient wisdom and a hint of sadness. The witch reached out, brushed a strand of Sophia's hair behind her ear, and whispered in a language Sophia couldn't understand, yet felt deeply within her soul. Then, just as quickly, she disappeared into the night, leaving Sophia with a sense of awe and wonder. The villagers began to realize that the fire which appeared to those who showed reverence for the mountain and its mysteries. Her sightings were both a blessing and a reminder of the fragile balance they lived within. Those who encountered her were often left with a profound sense of peace and a deeper connection to the earth. These early sightings cemented her legend, turning the fire witch into a figure of both awe and comfort for the people who lived under the watchful gaze of Mount Etna. The air of intrigue and suspense surrounding her only grew, with each sighting adding another layer to her enduring mystique. As the villagers continued their lives, they shared these tales around crackling fires, each story a thread in the rich tapestry of the fire witch's legend, a tapestry that bound them all to the fiery heart of the mountain they called home. The village elder's tale began on a night when the moon hung low and full, casting a silvery glow over the cobblestone streets and rooftops. The villagers gathered around the central fire, their faces illuminated by its warm, dancing flames. Salvator, the elder, with his deep, resonant voice, began to recount the legendary encounters with the fire witch, tales passed down through generations. He spoke of nights when the air was thick with anticipation, and the mountains seemed to pulse with life. One such tale involved a great fire that had once threatened the village. According to Salvator, the flames had roared down the mountain's slopes, devouring everything in their path. The villagers, in a desperate bid to save their homes, had called upon the fire witch for help. Their prayers had not gone unheard. Salvator described how she had emerged from the volcanic glow, her presence awe-inspiring. With a wave of her hand, she had summoned a rainstorm that doused the flames, saving the village from certain destruction. Her power over the elements was undeniable, a testament to her connection with the heart of Mount Etna. Another tale involved a time of drought when the village's crops had withered and the streams had run dry. The villagers, led by the elder of that time, had climbed the mountain, presenting offerings at the sacred shrines. The fire which had appeared, her eyes blazing with the intensity of the sun. She had touched the ground, and from where her fingers grazed the soil, springs of water had burst forth, revitalizing the land. Her ability to bring life from the arid ground was seen as a miracle, a blessing that reaffirmed the villagers' faith in her guardianship. Salvator then spoke of a more personal encounter. His great-grandfather, a shepherd named Luca, had once lost his way in the treacherous fog that sometimes enveloped the mountain. As he wandered, fear gripping his heart, he had seen a soft, glowing light ahead. Moving towards it, he had found the fire which, standing at the edge of a cliff, her hand outstretched. She had guided him back to safety, her touch warm and reassuring. This act of kindness had cemented her as both protector and guide. Throughout these stories, the villagers listened with rapt attention, the firelight reflecting the awe and respect in their eyes. Salvator's tales highlighted the duality of the fire, which is nature, her capacity to wield immense power, and her compassion for those who honored the mountain. As the fire's embers began to fade, Salvator concluded with a reminder of the village's enduring bond with the Fire Witch. Her legends were not just tales of old but living stories that continued to shape their lives. The villagers' respect for the Fire Witch and their harmonious relationship with Mount Etna were integral to their survival and prosperity. Her presence served as a constant reminder of the delicate balance between humanity and the powerful forces of nature. As Salvator's voice trailed off, a serene silence enveloped the group. The moon's glow seemed to intensify, casting an ethereal light over the village, as if the Fire Witch herself was watching over them, her spirit intertwined with the night. The villagers dispersed to their homes, carrying with them the elders' tales, their hearts warmed by the knowledge that they were protected by a guardian as fierce and compassionate as the Fire Witch of Mount Etna. A young hero emerges from the quiet village, a figure whose curiosity and courage set them apart from the rest. This young hero is none other than Sophia, the spirited girl with dreams as vast as the horizon and a heart full of wonder. Sophia had always been enamored by the tales of the Fire Witch, her nights filled with dreams of glowing lava flows and whispers of ancient magic. But as she grew older, those dreams turned into a burning desire to uncover the mysteries for herself. Unlike the other villagers who were content with the whispers and sightings passed down through generations, Sophia wanted to truly understand the guardian of Mount Etna. Her fascination was not just about the enchantment, it was fueled by a deep-seated belief that the Fire Witch held secrets that could benefit her people. One crisp autumn morning, with the leaves rustling in the breeze and the mountain casting its shadow over the village, Sophia made her decision. She would set out on a journey to find the Fire Witch, to seek her out and learn from her directly. She packed a small satchel with essentials: some bread, a flask of water, and a charm her grandmother had given her for protection. As she walked through the village, the familiar sights and sounds filled her with a sense of purpose. Old Giovanni wished her well, his blacksmith's forge glowing warmly behind him. Maria, the herbalist, handed her a pouch of healing herbs, her eyes filled with pride and encouragement. Salvator, her grandfather, clasped her hand and whispered words of wisdom, reminding her to trust in the mountain and its guardian. With each step towards Mount Etna, Sophia felt the weight of her mission and the hopes of her village resting on her shoulders. The path was steep and winding, the air growing cooler as she ascended. The scent of sulfur and earth filled her nostrils, a reminder of the power that lay beneath her feet. As she climbed higher, the world below seemed to shrink, the village becoming a distant memory. The mountain's presence was all-encompassing, its raw energy palpable in every rock and crevice. Sophia's heart pounded with anticipation and a hint of fear. She had grown up with the stories of the fire witch, but now she was on the brink of becoming part of that story herself. Days turned into nights as Sophia pressed on, her determination unwavering despite the challenges she faced. She navigated rocky terrain, crossed bubbling streams, and sought shelter in secluded caves. Each night she gazed up at the stars, drawing strength from the knowledge that the fire witch was watching over her. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a fiery glow across the sky, Sophia reached a plateau near the summit of Mount Etna. The air was still, and the only sound was the distant rumble of the volcano. She set up a small camp, her eyes scanning the landscape for any sign of the elusive guardian. As darkness fell, the mountain came alive with an otherworldly light. Glowing lava flows snaked down its slopes, and the sky above was painted in shades of orange and red. Sophia's breath caught in her throat as she sensed a presence nearby. There, emerging from the shadows, was the fire witch. Her fiery hair danced in the wind, and her eyes blazed with the warmth of the molten core. Sophia stood transfixed, her heart racing with a mix of awe and reverence. The fire witch approached her, a gentle smile playing on her lips. Without a word, she beckoned Sophia to follow. Sophia knew that this was the moment she had been waiting for, the beginning of an extraordinary journey. The young hero and the ancient guardian walked together, the bond of respect and curiosity uniting them. And so, Sophia's quest to understand the fire witch and her secrets began, a new chapter unfolding in the timeless legend of Mount Etna. The journey begins with Sophia's heart pounding in her chest, her steps deliberate yet filled with anticipation. The path up Mount Etna is rugged and unforgiving, but Sophia's determination fuels her every move. The mountain's steep slopes are a battleground of jagged rocks and shifting gravel, each step a test of her resolve. As she climbs higher, the air grows thinner and cooler, carrying with it the faint scent of sulfur and ash. The ancient power of the volcano hums beneath her feet, a constant reminder of the untamed forces she seeks to understand. Sophia's thoughts drift back to the tales her grandfather told, each story a beacon of hope and courage guiding her through the treacherous terrain. She recalls the sight of the fire witch, her fiery visage imprinted on Sophia's mind, a vision that propels her forward. The ascent is grueling, but Sophia's spirit remains unbroken. She navigates narrow ledges and precarious cliffs, the mountain testing her bravery and skill. Each night she finds shelter in small caves, their cool stone walls offering respite from the biting wind. The stars above seem closer here, their light providing comfort and a sense of wonder. Sophia's journey is one of introspection and growth. As the days pass, she becomes attuned to the rhythms of the mountain, her senses heightened by the ever-present danger. She learns to read the signs of the earth, the subtle shifts in temperature and the distant rumbles that signal the volcano's moods. Along the way, Sophia encounters the wildlife that calls Etna home. Eagles soar above, their cries echoing through the valleys, while nimble goats traverse the rocky slopes with ease. These brief moments of connection with nature remind her of the interconnectedness of all things, a lesson her village and the fire which have always revered. One afternoon, as Sophia scales a particularly challenging ridge, she stumbles upon a hidden spring. The water is crystal clear, a symbol of life amidst the harsh landscape. She drinks deeply, feeling the cool liquid rejuvenate her weary body. It is in these small miracles that Sophia finds strength, the mountain providing what she needs just when she needs it most. As she continues her ascent, Sophia's thoughts are consumed by questions. What will she learn from the fire witch? How can this ancient guardian help her village? The answers seem just out of reach, but Sophia is undeterred. She knows that the journey itself is as important as the destination. The higher she climbs, the more Sophia feels the mountain's energy. It is as if Mount Etna is alive, a sentient being aware of her presence. The volcano's roars are both a challenge and a welcome, urging Sophia onward. She senses the fire witch's watchful eyes on her, a guardian spirit intertwined with the molten core. One evening, as Sophia nears the summit, the landscape transforms. The ground beneath her feet is hot to the touch, steam rising from hidden vents. The sky above is a tapestry of reds and oranges, the setting sun casting an ethereal glow over the peak. It is here, in this otherworldly place, that Sophia feels the fire witch's presence most strongly. Sophia sets up camp once more, her mind alight with possibilities. She knows that her journey is far from over, but she feels closer to her goal than ever before. The mountain's secrets are within her grasp, the fire witch's wisdom just beyond the horizon. With a heart full of determination and a spirit unyielding, Sophia closes her eyes to the lullaby of the volcano, prepared for whatever challenges and revelations the next day might bring. Through the trials and triumphs of her journey, Sophia is becoming something more, a bridge between her village and the ancient magic of Mount Etna. The journey continues as Sophia's path leads her to a dense forest on the mountainside, a place whispered about in the village as the enchanted forest. The forest stands in stark contrast to the rugged terrain she has traversed, its entrance marked by towering trees with leaves that shimmer like emeralds in the dappled sunlight. Sophia takes a deep breath and steps into the forest, feeling the air grow cool and thick with the scent of pine and moss. The eerie quiet envelops her, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves or the distant call of an unseen bird. As she ventures deeper, the forest reveals its secrets. Small, glowing orbs of light float among the branches, their soft luminescence casting a gentle glow on the forest floor. Sophia reaches out to touch one, and it darts away, leaving a trail of sparkling dust in its wake. The air hums with a low, melodic vibration, a symphony of nature that soothes her weary spirit. Sophia feels a sense of calm wash over her, the tension of her arduous climb melting away. She treads carefully, aware that this place is unlike any she has ever known. Her eyes widen as she spots a pair of luminous eyes peering at her from the shadows. A creature steps forward, its form both familiar and fantastical. A deer with antlers that glisten like silver bows its head in greeting, its presence a gentle reassurance that she is welcome here. Sophia watches in awe as other creatures reveal themselves, a fox with fur that shimmers like moonlight, a bird with feathers that glow in a spectrum of colors, each one more enchanting than the last. These beings move with a grace that defies the ordinary, their movements a dance that speaks of ancient magic and untold stories. The further Sophia walks, the more she feels the forest's magic intertwining with her own spirit. The trees seem to whisper her name, their leaves rustling secrets of the mountain and its guardian. She senses the fire witch's influence here, a protective aura that shields the forest from the outside world. In the heart of the enchanted forest, Sophia comes upon a clearing bathed in golden light. At its center stands an ancient tree, its trunk wide and gnarled, its branches stretching towards the sky. The air around it pulses with energy, a tangible manifestation of the forest's magic. Sophia approaches the tree, feeling a deep connection to its enduring presence. As she places her hand on its rough bark, she feels a surge of warmth and understanding. It is as if the tree is communicating with her, sharing the wisdom of centuries. Sophia closes her eyes, letting the forest's magic flow through her. She feels the strength of the mountain, the protection of the fire witch, and the harmony of nature all around her. The enchanted forest is a sanctuary, a place where the ancient and the new coexist in a delicate balance. Here, Sophia realizes that her journey is not just about reaching the fire witch, but about embracing the magic and wisdom that surrounds her. With renewed determination, Sophia leaves the clearing, the forest's enchantment now a part of her. She knows that the lessons she has learned here will guide her as she continues her quest. The creatures watch her go, their luminous eyes a silent farewell, as she steps back onto the path that leads to the heart of Mount Etna. The wise old hermit lives deep within the forest, his abode hidden among the ancient trees and winding paths. Known to the villagers only through whispered tales, he is a figure of mystery and reverence. With a heart full of curiosity, Sophia ventures further into the forest, guided by a sense of purpose and a whisper of intuition. The forest's magic seems to lead her, the glowing orbs casting a gentle light on her path. As she walks, she hears the soft, melodic hum of nature, a comforting symphony that envelops her. After what feels like hours, she stumbles upon a small, rustic cabin nestled in a clearing. Smoke curls lazily from the chimney, and the scent of herbs and earth fills the air. The cabin seems to blend seamlessly with the forest, its wooden walls adorned with vines and moss. Sophia approaches cautiously, her heart pounding with a mix of excitement and apprehension. Before she can knock, the door creaks open, revealing an old man with a kind yet worn face, his eyes twinkling with wisdom and warmth. The hermit motions for her to enter, and Sophia steps inside, feeling a sense of peace wash over her. The interior of the cabin is modest yet cozy, filled with shelves of ancient books, jars of herbs, and curious trinkets. The hermit offers her a seat by the fire, his movements slow and deliberate. He introduces himself as Alaric, the guardian of the forest's secrets and a keeper of ancient knowledge. Sophia can feel the weight of his wisdom in his presence, and she senses that he has much to share. Alaric listens patiently as Sophia recounts her journey, her encounters with the enchanted creatures, and her desire to understand the fire witch. He nods thoughtfully, his eyes never leaving hers. When she finishes, he speaks in a voice that feels both gentle and profound. Alaric tells Sophia that the fire which is not merely a guardian of the mountain, but a being of ancient power, born from the heart of the earth. Her connection to Mount Etna is deeper than anyone can fathom, a bond forged in the molten core of creation. He explains that the fire witch's powers are tied to the balance of nature, and her role is to maintain harmony between the forces of creation and destruction. Sophia listens intently, absorbing every word. Alaric continues, revealing that the fire witch has chosen Sophia for a reason. Her presence in the village, her curiosity, and her reverence for the mountain have not gone unnoticed. The fire witch sees potential in Sophia, a kindred spirit who can bridge the gap between the human world and the ancient magic of Mount Etna. He advises Sophia that her journey is not just about seeking the fire witch, but about understanding her own connection to the mountain. Sophia must learn to listen to the earth, to feel the rhythms of nature, and to embrace the magic that flows through her. Only then, Alaric explains, will she be able to truly understand the fire witch's wisdom and help her village in meaningful ways. Alaric's words resonate deeply with Sophia, filling her with a renewed sense of purpose. With gratitude, she thanks the wise hermit for his guidance, feeling a profound connection to the forest and its guardian. As she prepares to leave, Alaric hands her a small pouch of herbs and a pendant inscribed with ancient symbols, tokens of protection and encouragement for the path ahead. Sophia steps out of the cabin, the forest's magic now a part of her. She feels the ancient wisdom of the hermit and the enchantment of the forest guiding her every step. Her heart is light and her spirit is unyielding. She knows that the journey ahead will be challenging, but with Alaric's counsel and the fire witch's watchful eyes, she feels ready to embrace the mysteries that lie within Mount Etna. As she continues her ascent, the forest fades into the distance, and the rugged slopes of the mountain rise before her. Each step brings her closer to the heart of the volcano, and with each breath, she feels the fire witch's presence ever stronger. The path is daunting, but Sophia's resolve is unwavering. The wisdom of the hermit echoes in her mind, a guiding light as she navigates the treacherous terrain. The journey to understand the fire witch and her secrets is not just a quest, it is a transformation, one that Sophia is now ready to embrace with all her heart. The first trial Sophia encountered was an ancient riddle whispered by the wind. As she stood on a narrow ledge overlooking a vast chasm, a voice echoed around her, rich and melodic. "Answer me this, young seeker, to proceed on your quest. What is as light as a feather, yet no man can hold it for long." Sophia closed her eyes, heart pounding, and let her mind wander. Suddenly she knew the answer. "Breath," she whispered, and the ledge extended itself, forming a bridge across the abyss. Continuing her journey, Sophia entered a labyrinth of molten rock and shimmering heat. The walls pulsed red hot, and the air was thick with the scent of sulfur. Each turn seemed to lead her deeper into a maze of confusion. She remembered Alaric's teachings, closing her eyes and seeking the mountain's rhythm. Trusting her intuition, she let the subtle vibrations guide her, each step attuned to the earth's pulse. Slowly but surely, the path before her began to make sense, and she found her way out of the labyrinth, her resolve even stronger. The third trial appeared as an illusion of her deepest fears. Visions of her village engulfed in flames, her loved ones in peril flashed before her eyes. The overwhelming despair almost broke her spirit, but Sophia remembered the fire witch's aura of protection and felt the charm from her grandmother warm against her chest. Taking a deep breath, she focused on the love and strength within her heart. The illusions began to waver and then disappeared entirely, replaced by the serene landscape of Mount Etna's slopes. Next was a test of her compassion. In a secluded grove, she found an injured creature, a fox with fur as luminous as the moon. It whimpered in pain, a thorn embedded deep in its paw. Sophia knelt beside the creature, speaking soothing words. Using the herbs given by Maria, she tended to its wound carefully, her hands steady and gentle. The fox's eyes mirrored gratitude before it scampered away, leaving behind a trail of shimmering footprints that pointed her way forward. Finally, her last trial was one of sacrifice. Confronted with a glowing pool of lava that blocked her path, Sophia needed a way across. An ancient tree stood by the pool's edge, its bark inscribed with mystical symbols. The tree whispered of its eternal duty to guard the passage, but granted Sophia a choice. She could use its sacred wood to construct a bridge, but doing so would end the tree's ancient vigil. With a heavy heart, Sophia accepted the burden. She thanked the tree for its sacrifice, promising to honor its memory. As the tree's branches formed the bridge, she walked across, each step taken with profound reverence. With each trial, Sophia's courage, wit, and heart were tested and refined. She emerged from these magical challenges stronger, her spirit glowing with newfound wisdom. She was no longer just the curious girl from the village. She was now a seeker of truths, ready to meet the fire witch and uncover the ancient magic that bound them all to the heart of Mount Etna. The discovery began with a subtle glimmer, a faint twinkle in the distance as Sophia navigated the rugged terrain of Mount Etna. Drawn to the light, she followed the narrow path that led her deeper into the mountain's embrace. The air grew cooler and the scent of earth and minerals surrounded her. As she approached the source of the light, Sophia's breath caught in her throat. Before her stood the entrance to a hidden cave, its mouth framed by crystalline formations that sparkled like a million tiny stars. Intrigued and filled with a sense of wonder, she stepped inside, her footsteps echoing softly in the vast silent chamber. The interior of the cave was a breathtaking sight. Stalactites and stalagmites of crystal rose and fell like natural sculptures, reflecting and refracting light in a mesmerizing dance. The walls were adorned with intricate patterns of quartz and amethyst, their surfaces smooth and cool to the touch. Sophia felt as though she had stepped into a world of pure enchantment, a realm where magic and nature intertwined seamlessly. The cave's beauty was otherworldly, its atmosphere serene and almost sacred. As she ventured further into the heart of the cave, Sophia noticed ancient symbols etched into the crystal formations. These markings seemed to pulse with a subtle energy, drawing her closer. With each step, the symbols grew more intricate and complex, weaving a story that felt both ancient and familiar. Sophia reached out to trace one of the symbols with her fingers, feeling a surge of warmth and understanding. The crystals seemed to glow brighter at her touch, illuminating the path ahead. The cave opened up into a grand chamber, its ceiling high and adorned with a multitude of glowing crystals that cast a gentle, soothing light. In the center of the chamber lay a crystalline pool, its waters as clear as glass and shimmering with an inner luminescence. Sophia approached the pool, captivated by its serene beauty. Kneeling by its edge, she gazed into the depths and saw images begin to form, visions of the fire witch in her fiery splendor, guiding and protecting the mountain. The visions revealed the fire witch's origins, her connection to the molten core of Mount Etna, and the balance she maintained between creation and destruction. Sophia felt a profound sense of reverence for the guardian of the mountain, understanding now the depth of her power and responsibility. The images shifted, showing the fire witch bestowing her wisdom upon those who sought her with pure intentions, guiding them towards a deeper harmony with nature. Among the visions, Sophia noticed a pattern, an ancient map detailing a path from the crystalline cave to the very heart of Mount Etna. The map was marked with symbols representing trials and challenges, much like those Sophia had already faced. She realized that the cave held the final clues she needed to reach the fire witch and complete her journey. The path was clear, illuminated by the cave's radiant light and the newfound understanding within her heart. With renewed determination, Sophia rose to her feet, her spirit bolstered by the wisdom and beauty of the crystal cave. She knew that her journey was nearing its end, yet in many ways it was just beginning. The hidden cave had revealed the mysteries of the fire witch and the sacred duties she upheld. Sophia felt ready to embrace her destiny, to meet the guardian of Mount Etna, and to bring back the ancient knowledge that would protect her village and honor the delicate balance of nature. As Sophia left the cave, the crystal formations seemed to shimmer in farewell, their light a gentle reminder of the magic and wisdom she now carried with her. The path to the heart of Mount Etna awaited, and with each step she felt the fire witch's presence guiding her, their spirits intertwined in the timeless dance of the earth's fiery heart. The first encounter between Sophia and the fire witch was a moment of awe and revelation. As Sophia emerged from the crystalline cave and followed the ancient map's path, she felt an intense warmth enveloping her, guiding her toward the heart of Mount Etna. The air grew thicker with the scent of sulfur and molten rock, a testament to the fiery power that lay just ahead. Her steps were steady, driven by the wisdom she had gathered and the trials she had overcome. Sophia reached a vast cavern, its walls glowing with the ambient light of flowing lava. In the center of the cavern stood the fire witch, her presence both majestic and ethereal. Her fiery hair cascaded like molten lava, her eyes glowed with the light of 1,000 suns, and her skin shimmered with the essence of the earth's core. The fire witch exuded a powerful yet serene aura, embodying the raw, untamed energy of Mount Etna. For a moment, Sophia stood in silent reverence, taking in the sight of the ancient guardian. The fire witch turned her gaze to Sophia, her eyes reflecting a deep wisdom and understanding. She spoke in a voice that resonated like the rumble of the volcano, yet carried the gentleness of a whisper. "Welcome, young seeker. You have journeyed far and faced many trials to find me. What is it that you seek?" Sophia, her voice steady and filled with respect, replied, "I seek to understand the magic of Mount Etna and the wisdom of its guardian. I wish to protect my village and honor the balance of nature that you uphold." The fire witch nodded, her expression softening. "You have shown great courage and a true reverence for the mountain. Your heart is pure and your intentions are noble." She extended her hand, a gesture inviting Sophia closer. As Sophia approached, she felt the warmth radiating from the fire witch, a comforting presence that filled her with reassurance. The fire witch shared her story, revealing her true nature and intentions. She explained that she was born from the molten core of the earth, her spirit intertwined with the volcano's fiery heart. Her role was to maintain the delicate balance between creation and destruction, ensuring that the power of Mount Etna was both respected and harnessed responsibly. She watched over the mountain and its people, guiding those who showed reverence for nature and its forces. The magic of Mount Etna is ancient and profound, the fire which continued. It is the source of life and the harbinger of change. My purpose is to guard this power, to teach those who seek wisdom, and to protect the balance that sustains all life. She placed her hand over Sophia's heart, and Sophia felt a surge of warmth and energy flow through her. And now, I bestow upon you a fragment of this ancient power. Use it wisely for the good of your people and the harmony of nature. The fire witch's touch ignited a glowing ember within Sophia, a symbol of the newfound power and understanding she now carried. You are now a guardian of this wisdom, the fire witch said. With it, you can help your village thrive and maintain the balance between man and nature. Sophia felt a profound sense of responsibility and gratitude. She knelt before the fire witch, pledging to honor and protect the ancient magic she had been entrusted with. The cavern seemed to pulse with approval, the lava flows glowing brighter as if acknowledging Sophia's new role. The fire witch gently lifted Sophia to her feet. Rise, Sophia, your journey does not end here. Continue to learn, to grow, and to guide others. The bond between us is now eternal, and the wisdom of Mount Etna flows through you. With a final nod of respect, Sophia turned to leave the cavern, feeling the fire witch's presence with her. As she descended the mountain, the path seemed clearer, the challenges more manageable, and the future brimming with possibility. The encounter with the fire witch had transformed her, empowering her with the knowledge and strength to protect her village and honor the timeless magic of Mount Etna. And so, Sophia carried the legacy of the fire witch, a guardian of ancient wisdom, ready to embrace the journey ahead. The witch's story began with a deep, resonant hum that seemed to emanate from the very core of Mount Etna. The fire witch's eyes glowed softly as she prepared to reveal her ancient tale to Sophia. Long ago, before the memory of man, when the world was still young, the earth was a place of pure, untamed energy. The elements danced in harmony, and from this primordial chaos I was born. My spirit was forged in the molten heart of the earth, where the fire and rock combined to create life and power. As the mountain began to form, so did I. I became one with Etna, my essence intertwined with its fiery core. She paused, allowing Sophia to absorb her words. My purpose was clear from the moment of my creation. The ancient spirits of the earth granted me dominion over fire and lava, and the ability to communicate with the very essence of the mountain. I was tasked with maintaining the delicate balance between creation and destruction, ensuring that the power of Mount Etna was harnessed responsibly and with respect. My actions were guided by a deep understanding of this balance, and my motives were rooted in a desire to protect and preserve. The fire witch's gaze softened, her fiery hair floating gently as she continued. Throughout the ages, I have watched over Mount Etna and its people. I have witnessed the rise and fall of civilizations, the ebb and flow of nature's cycles. My powers allowed me to control the mountain's eruptions, to summon rain to quench the flames and to soothe the restless spirit of the volcano. But my role was not just that of a guardian, I was also a teacher. I appeared to those who showed reverence for nature, guiding them with ancient wisdom and helping them understand the deep connection between the earth and all living things. Sophia listened intently, captivated by the Fire Witch's story. "I understand now why you are so revered," she said softly. "Your actions have shaped the lives of countless people and protected this land for generations." The Fire Witch nodded. "Yes, but my path has not been without challenges. There have been times when the balance was threatened, when the forces of nature and mankind were at odds. I have had to make difficult decisions, to act decisively to prevent disaster. These actions, though sometimes harsh, were always motivated by a desire to maintain harmony. The power I wield is immense, but it is not to be used lightly. Every choice I make is weighed with the knowledge of its consequences." Her eyes met Sophia's, filled with a mix of sorrow and pride. "You see, my actions have always been guided by a single principle, the preservation of balance. Without it, the world would descend into chaos. My motives, while ancient, are as relevant now as they were in the beginning. I am neither purely a protector nor solely a punisher. I am both. I embody the raw, untamed energy of the earth, and it is my duty to ensure that this energy is respected." Sophia felt a profound sense of understanding. "I am honored to hear your story and to carry a part of your power. I promise to use it wisely, to honor the balance you have worked so hard to maintain." The Fire Witch's expression softened further. "I trust you, Sophia. You have shown great courage and reverence. Remember, the wisdom I have shared with you is a gift, but it also comes with great responsibility. Use it to guide your people, to protect this land, and to maintain the delicate balance that sustains us all." With these words, the Fire Witch's story illuminated the ancient bond between the guardian and Mount Etna, a tale of power, wisdom, and balance that Sophia would carry with her forever. The journey was not just about understanding the magic of the mountain, but about embracing the responsibility that came with it, ensuring that the legacy of the Fire Witch would endure through the ages. A new understanding dawned on Sophia as she descended Mount Etna, her steps light yet purposeful. With every breath she took, she felt the fire within her heart, a gift from the Fire Witch herself. She now grasped the profound duality of the Fire Witch's existence, her role as both protector and enforcer of the mountain's delicate balance. Sophia began to understand that the Fire Witch was not a figure of mere legend, but a living embodiment of the earth's raw, untamed power. Her fiery hair and molten gold eyes symbolized the primal energy that lay beneath the mountain, a force that could both create life and bring destruction. The Fire Witch's guidance, wisdom, and actions were all driven by an unyielding commitment to maintaining harmony. Her decisions, though sometimes harsh, were necessary to prevent chaos and to ensure that Mount Etna's power was respected and harnessed for the greater good. Sophia realized that the Fire Witch's presence was a constant reminder of the interconnection between humans and nature, a bond that required mutual respect and understanding. As Sophia walked, she felt a newfound sense of purpose. She now saw her role not only as a guardian of her village, but also as a bridge between her people and the ancient magic of Mount Etna. The trials she had faced were not just tests of courage or intellect, but lessons in humility, compassion, and reverence for the natural world. The encounters with the mystical beings of the enchanted forest, the wisdom shared by the hermit Alaric, and the fire witch's teachings had all contributed to this profound realization. The village, nestled at the base of the mountain, came into view, its red-tiled roofs a comforting sight. Sophia knew that her journey had transformed her, imbuing her with a deeper understanding of the responsibilities she now bore. As she entered the village, the familiar faces of her community greeted her, their eyes filled with curiosity and hope. Old Giovanni, the blacksmith, looked at her with a mixture of pride and wonder. Maria, the herbalist, saw the glow of newfound wisdom in Sophia's eyes, while her grandfather Salvator sensed the weight of the knowledge she carried. Sophia gathered the villagers and shared the stories of her journey, recounting her trials and the encounter with the fire witch. She spoke of the ancient guardian's role in maintaining the balance of nature and the profound lessons she had imparted. The villagers listened in awe, their respect for the fire witch deepening with every word. They now saw the mountain not just as a powerful force to be feared, but as a sacred entity deserving of reverence. Sophia's newfound understanding became a guiding light for the village, inspiring them to live in harmony with the natural world and to honor the legacy of the fire witch. Sophia's journey had come full circle, but her new understanding was just the beginning. She knew that her role as a guardian was to continually learn, grow, and guide her people. The bond between her and the fire witch was eternal, a testament to the enduring magic of Mount Etna. With a heart full of determination and wisdom, Sophia was ready to embrace this new chapter, ensuring that the balance between man and nature was preserved for generations to come. And so, the legend of the fire witch lived on, a timeless tale of power, wisdom, and harmony that echoed through the ages. The prophecy was discovered by Sophia in one of the hidden alcoves of the crystalline cave. Its words were etched into a large, ancient crystal, glowing faintly with an inner light. As she approached the crystal, the symbols lit up, revealing an ancient script that seemed to pulse with a life of its own. Sophia's heart pounded with anticipation as she began to decipher the writing, her mind racing with the implications of what she was about to uncover. The prophecy spoke of a time when the balance between creation and destruction would be tested to its very limits. According to the ancient text, Mount Etna would enter a period of unprecedented activity, its fiery heart threatening to unleash chaos upon the land. The prophecy foretold of a climactic event, a great eruption that would either bring forth renewal or utter devastation. The fate of the region rested upon the actions of a chosen guardian who would arise in the time of greatest need. Sophia's eyes widened as she continued to read. The prophecy mentioned a young seeker with a heart of courage and reverence, one who had faced trials and emerged with the wisdom of the ancients. This guardian would possess a fragment of the fire witch's power, a gift bestowed to ensure the balance was maintained. As she read on, Sophia realized with a profound sense of destiny that the prophecy was speaking of her. The words describe the guardian's role in guiding the fire witch, helping her channel the immense power of the volcano in a way that would protect rather than destroy. The prophecy warned of dark forces that would seek to disrupt the balance, exploiting the mountain's energy for their own gain. The chosen guardian would need to be vigilant, wise, and unyielding, a beacon of hope in a time of great peril. Sophia felt the weight of the prophecy settle upon her shoulders, a mixture of awe and responsibility. She understood now why the fire witch had chosen her, why she had been given the trials to test her resolve and the encounters to fill her with wisdom. Her journey was not just about understanding the fire witch, it was about preparing for this pivotal moment, a time when her actions would determine the future of her village and the harmony of nature. With a deep breath, Sophia vowed to honor the prophecy and fulfill the role it had destined for her. She would remain vigilant against the dark forces foretold, using the knowledge and power she had gained to guide the fire witch and protect the delicate balance of Mount Etna. The path ahead was fraught with challenges, but Sophia's spirit was unwavering. She knew that with the wisdom of the fire witch and the support of her village, she could face whatever trials lay in wait. As she left the alcove, the words of the prophecy echoed in her mind, a constant reminder of the climactic event that loomed on the horizon. The legend of the fire witch was not just a story of the past, it was a living tale, one that Sophia was now an integral part of. With determination and reverence, she prepared to face the destiny foretold, knowing that the future of her village and the balance of nature rested in her hands. The villagers were initially wary and fearful, their faces etched with lines of worry and suspicion. As Sophia entered the village, a hush fell over the cobblestone streets. Whispers spread quickly, murmurs of disbelief and apprehension. They had always revered the fire witch from a distance, their respect tempered with fear of her immense power and the destructive potential of the volcano. The idea of Sophia returning with newfound knowledge and a fragment of the fire witch's power was overwhelming for many. She could see the doubt in their eyes, the uncertainty that hung thick in the air. Sophia gathered the villagers in the central square, her heart steady yet aching with the weight of her task. She needed to convey the truth about the fire witch, to transform their fear into understanding and reverence. Taking a deep breath, she began to speak, her voice clear and resolute. "Dear friends, I know you are afraid. I was once like you, uncertain and fearful of the power that lies within Mount Etna. But I have journeyed to the heart of the mountain, faced trials, and met the fire witch herself. She is not a force to be feared, but a guardian to be respected." The villagers listened with rapt attention, their expressions a mixture of curiosity and skepticism. Old Giovanni stepped forward, his brow furrowed. "Sophia, we have lived in the shadow of the mountain our entire lives. We have seen its destructive power. How can we trust in something we have only known to be dangerous?" Sophia met his gaze, her eyes unwavering. "Giovanni, I understand your fears, but the fire witch's purpose is to maintain harmony, to protect us from the chaotic forces of creation and destruction. Her actions are guided by ancient wisdom, and her power is a gift to ensure our well-being. She has entrusted me with a fragment of her power to help guide and protect our village." The crowd murmured, the tension palpable. Maria, the herbalist, looked thoughtful, her gaze shifting between Sophia and the distant peak of Mount Etna. "Sophia, if what you say is true, how can we be sure that this power will not bring more harm than good?" Sophia nodded, understanding the weight of their concerns. "The fire witch's power, like any force of nature, must be respected and used wisely. She has taught me that our well-being depends on maintaining balance between man and nature." The trials I faced were not just tests of courage, but lessons in humility and reverence for the natural world. We must learn to live in harmony with the mountain, to honor the ancient magic that sustains us. Salvator, the village storyteller and Sophia's grandfather, stepped forward, a subtle nod of encouragement in his eyes. My friends, we have always respected the tales of the fire which stories pass down through generations. Sophia's journey has brought her closer to this ancient guardian. We must trust in her wisdom and the lessons she has learned. The villagers' expressions began to soften, their fear slowly giving way to a tentative understanding. Sophia saw the shift, felt the gradual acceptance, and continued, her voice imbued with determination. I do not ask you to abandon your caution, but to transform your fear into respect. We must build a relationship with the fire witch, not as a distant legend, but as a guardian who watches over us. Together, we can ensure that the power of Mount Etna brings life and not destruction. As the sun set over the village, casting a golden glow on the red-tiled roofs, the mood of the villagers began to change. They took tentative steps towards a new understanding, their fear slowly replaced by a sense of reverence and hope. Sophia's words had planted the seed of trust, a bond that would grow stronger with time and mutual respect. With each passing day, Sophia worked tirelessly to guide her people, sharing the wisdom she had gained and fostering a deeper connection with the mountain. The village began to thrive under this newfound harmony, their lives enriched by the ancient magic of Mount Etna. The legacy of the fire, which was no longer a distant myth, but a living testament to the delicate balance between humanity and the powerful forces of nature. And so, under Sophia's guidance, the villagers embraced their role as stewards of the land, honoring the eternal bond that united them with the fiery heart of Mount Etna. The final confrontation began to take shape as the village buzzed with anticipation and unease. Sophia sensed a growing tension, an undercurrent that hinted at the approaching climax foretold by the prophecy. The villagers had embraced the wisdom she had shared, yet they understood that their ultimate test was still to come. The dark forces mentioned in the prophecy remained a looming threat, and Sophia knew that the time to face them was drawing near. One crisp morning, as the village awoke to the distant rumble of Mount Etna, Sophia gathered the people in the central square. Their faces, though filled with determination, betrayed a hint of fear. The mountain's increasing activity was a harbinger of the climactic event, and everyone felt the weight of what was to come. Sophia stood before them, her eyes steady and her voice clear. My friends, the time has come for us to stand together against the forces that threaten our home. We have prepared, we have learned, and now we must face this challenge with courage and unity. The fire which has guided us and her wisdom will see us through. Old Giovanni, the blacksmith, stepped forward, his expression resolute. We are with you, Sophia. We will face whatever comes with the strength and wisdom you have given us. Salvator, the storyteller, nodded solemnly. The prophecy speaks of a great trial, but it also speaks of hope and renewal. We must trust in our guardian and in ourselves. As the sun began to set, casting its golden light over the village, Sophia felt a powerful surge of energy from the mountain. The dark forces are near, she said, her voice filled with both tension and resolve. We must prepare to meet them at the heart of Mount Etna. The villagers, armed with their newfound reverence and understanding, followed Sophia up the mountain's path. The journey was arduous, the ground beneath their feet trembling with the volcano's growing power. They moved as one, a united front against the unseen threat. The air grew thick with the scent of sulfur, and the sky above turned a deep shade of crimson. As they reached the plateau near the summit, they saw the fire which standing before them, her fiery presence both commanding and reassuring. Her eyes met Sophia's, and she nodded, acknowledging the courage of the villagers. "The time has come," the fire witch said, her voice resonating like the mountain's roar. "The forces that seek to disrupt the balance are upon us, but you are not alone. Together, we will protect this land and maintain the harmony we have worked so hard to preserve." Suddenly, the ground shook violently, and from the shadows emerged a figure cloaked in darkness. The very embodiment of chaos, this dark force seemed to draw power from the mountain itself. Its eyes glowed with a malevolent light, and its voice hissed with malice. "You cannot stop me, fire witch. The power of Mount Etna will be mine." Sophia felt a chill run down her spine, but she stood her ground, the ember within her heart glowing fiercely. "We will not let you destroy what we have worked to protect," she declared, her voice unwavering. "The fire witch and the people of this village stand united against you." The dark force laughed, a sound that echoed across the mountain. "Foolish girl, you think you can challenge me. I am the chaos that fuels the fire, the destruction that waits in the shadows. You are no match for my power." The fire witch stepped forward, her eyes blazing with determination. "You underestimate the strength of unity and the power of balance. This mountain is not yours to control. It is a sacred place protected by ancient magic and the reverence of its people." With a fierce cry, the dark force lashed out, sending waves of energy toward the villagers. But Sophia, fueled by the fire witch's power and her own courage, raised her hand. A barrier of light surged forth, deflecting the dark energy and protecting those behind her. The villagers, inspired by her bravery, joined hands, their collective strength forming a shield of unity. The fire witch channeled her immense power, summoning the very essence of Mount Etna. Flames danced and lava flowed, creating a circle of protection around the villagers. "We will not be swayed by your malice," she declared. "This is our home, and we will defend it with all our strength." Sophia felt the power within her grow, merging with the energy of the mountain and the resolve of her people. She stepped forward, her heart burning with a fierce light. "You will not win. Together, we are stronger than you can ever imagine." In a climactic clash, the forces of balance and chaos met. The fire witch and Sophia, supported by the villagers, faced the dark force head-on. The mountain roared with fury, its fiery heart responding to the battle's intensity. The air crackled with energy, the ground trembling with the struggle between creation and destruction. As the battle reached its peak, Sophia tapped into the deepest well of her newfound power. With a cry of determination, she unleashed a wave of light that surged forward, engulfing the dark force in a brilliant blaze. The fire witch added her own energy, the combined power overwhelming the darkness. With a final, earth-shaking roar, the dark force was vanquished, its malevolent presence dissipating into the air. The mountain's rumblings began to subside, the fiery glow returning to a calm, steady pulse. Sophia, breathless but victorious, turned to her people. "We have done it. We have protected our home and honored the balance of nature. The fire witch's wisdom will guide us, and we will continue to live in harmony with Mount Etna." The villagers erupted in cheers, their faces glowing with relief and triumph. The fire which approached Sophia, her eyes filled with pride. You have proven yourself a true guardian of this land. The prophecy has been fulfilled and the balance has been restored. May the bond between us remain strong, and may you continue to guide your people with the wisdom you have gained. As the night sky returned to its tranquil state, Sophia and the villagers made their way back down the mountain. The journey had been long and the trials many, but they had emerged stronger, wiser, and united. The legend of the Fire Witch and the courage of Sophia would echo through the ages, a timeless testament to the power of balance, unity, and the enduring bond between humanity and the earth. The resolution of the conflict marked a new dawn for the village, a time of healing and renewed hope. As the first light of morning touched the land, the once turbulent Mount Etna now stood calm and majestic, its fiery heart at peace. The villagers, led by Sophia, descended from the mountain with a sense of triumph and gratitude. They had faced their greatest challenge and emerged stronger, their bond with the mountain and its guardians sealed by courage and unity. The village celebrated its newfound peace with a festival, honoring the Fire Witch and the wisdom she had imparted. The air was filled with laughter and music, a stark contrast to the tension that had gripped them just days before. Old Giovanni's forge glowed warmly as he crafted tools and ornaments, each piece a symbol of their enduring strength. Maria, the herbalist, shared her remedies and potions, her knowledge now enriched by the enchanted herbs of Mount Etna. Salvator, the storyteller, recounted the epic battle and the prophecy's fulfillment, his voice carrying the tale to future generations. Sophia stood at the center of the festivities, her heart filled with pride and humility. She had been transformed by her journey, her understanding of the delicate balance between humanity and nature deepened. The fragment of the Fire Witch's power within her glowed softly, a constant reminder of her duty to protect and guide. The villagers looked to her with respect and trust, their fears replaced by a reverence for the ancient magic that flowed through their land. The Fire Witch visited the village that evening, her presence a beacon of warmth and light. She moved among the villagers, her fiery hair and molten gold eyes a testament to her ethereal beauty and power. She spoke to each person with kindness, her words filled with encouragement and wisdom. "You have shown great courage and reverence," she said. "The bond between us is now stronger than ever. Together, we will ensure the harmony of this land and the well-being of its people." The villagers made offerings of fruit, wine, and bread at the shrines they had built along the mountain paths, their acts of devotion symbolizing their gratitude and respect. The Fire Witch's blessings were felt in the fertility of their fields, the abundance of their harvests, and the protection from the mountain's wrath. The volcanic soil continued to nourish their crops, the streams flowed clear and pure, and the night sky was a tapestry of stars, a silent witness to the enduring peace. Sophia's role as the village's guardian was now firmly established. She continued to learn from the Fire Witch, deepening her understanding of the ancient magic and the responsibilities it entailed. She became a bridge between her people and the mountain, guiding them with the wisdom she had gained. The villagers, in turn, embraced their role as stewards of the land, living in harmony with the powerful forces that surrounded them. The legend of the Fire Witch lived on, a vibrant tapestry woven with tales of bravery, wisdom, and unity. It was a reminder of the delicate balance between creation and destruction, and the eternal bond between humanity and the earth. Under Sophia's guidance, the village thrived, each day a testament to the power of respect, understanding, and mutual reverence. The resolution of the conflict had brought not only peace but a profound sense of connection. The villagers' lives were enriched by their relationship with Mount Etna and its guardian, their actions guided by the ancient wisdom that flowed through the land. The legacy of the Fire Witch and the courage of Sophia would continue to inspire, a timeless tale echoing through the ages, a story of harmony, balance, and the enduring magic of the earth. In summary, the tale of the Fire Witch of Mount Etna and young Sophia teaches us invaluable lessons about understanding, bravery, and the delicate balance we must maintain with nature. Sophia's journey showed us that true courage is not just about facing fears, but also about seeking wisdom and embracing responsibilities. Her reverence for the Fire Witch and the ancient magic of the mountain reminds us to honor and respect the natural world around us. Through the trials she faced and the wisdom she gained, Sophia became a guardian, a protector of the harmony that sustains all life. This story also highlights the importance of unity and community. Sophia's strength was bolstered by the support and encouragement of her village, and together they overcame the dark forces that threatened their home. Their collective bravery transformed fear into reverence, demonstrating that when we stand united, we can face any challenge that comes our way. The relationship between the villagers and the fire, which symbolizes the balance between creation and destruction, a reminder that we must live in harmony with the powerful forces of nature. As we close this bedtime tale, let the warmth of its lessons wrap around you like a cozy blanket. Remember that understanding, bravery, and respect for the natural world are virtues that can guide us through life's challenges. May the legend of the Fire Witch and Sophia inspire you to embrace these values in your own life, fostering a sense of harmony and reverence for the world we share. Now, let your mind drift into a peaceful slumber, dreaming of ancient magic, fiery guardians, and the timeless bond between humanity and the earth. Sleep well, and may the spirit of the Fire Witch watch over you through the night.